mwalimu wetu wa English alikuwa ananiita kama
Hello. Hi guys. Say hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine.
You're fine. So guys, how are you doing? Today is Monday 10th. It's Monday, it's not yet 10th, guys. We are back again, guys, and today we are live, guys. Today we are live together with these beautiful girls here. Definitely, of course, we have Huawei here. Ay, nimeangalia chini. Sio wewe.
Where's Wawera?
Then we have Carol here and my
Hello.
sorrowful. And then we have this little young girl here.
Pina.
She can't leave this place. Say hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Greet people. She's called Tiana. This girl is a storyteller, but today she will not be telling us stories, but she will be listening to what we will be discussing. Guys, today we will be discussing some of the experiences, that is our worst moments in school. May it be secondary school, since we joined our primary schools, that is the day one we went to school, all through to class 8, all through to secondary school, and all through to maybe college school. I know these girls here. I know they have experienced the worst in school. You know, nobody likes to be in school. You know, the school, there are those who love school, by the way. Because I have somebody who loves school. Yani hata shule ikifunguliwa, that person will be very happy. Lakini kuna wengine pale, you need to be forced to be in school just because of some things that go through the school. And guys, I think I can start by saying, it's long time I joined school, and I've been in school all through, and even now I'm in school, and even my kid is like, Mom, kwani jaimaliza shule aishangi. And if you are there, you're in school, I want to encourage you that you read and read and read again. That is what I normally tell people, especially to the girls that I empower. I tell girls to read. Don't get tired of reading. Reading is good, girls. So if you're there and you're in school and you feel like you want to give up, don't give up, because you know what? Reading is good, and at the end of reading, you'll get the benefits, you'll get the fruits of reading. You know, I like the way one of my friends tells me, and actually not, it's somebody who is very close to me. And I wish my parents were keen enough to take me to school so that I can finish to university, to just to far levels there, to those high levels, because she knows what she's undergoing through now. It is because maybe your parents, like when it comes to girls, there are those parents who feel like you need not to take girls to school. But let me tell you, if you're there and you are a parent and you're listening to this live, please take your girls to school. Just, the way you feel like taking your boy to school, you should feel the same way to take your girls to school. Because most of the girls, some parents feel that educating a girl is like wasting money. Let me tell you, it is not wasting money. And if you want to live a better life, you as a parent, educate your girl. Take your girl to school, take her to the highest levels of school, because nowadays is not like before, where ladies were left in the house, where ladies were told that you're the one who will be taking care of the kids, you just relax in the house. Inakuwa ni mwanaume anatafuta. No. Nowadays it is totally different. We need to educate our girls. It's very important. So if you're there and you are a parent and you are like, I don't want to take my girl to school, please change your mind today. Watch this video, please change your mind. You need to take your girl to school, because there is a benefit after that. So guys, I want us to talk about our experience in school since the one we joined our school. So maybe we can have Carol telling us one of the experience. How was it joining the school, mommy? This one is finished. How was it joining the school since day one? Because to me, mine was tough. By the way, mine was not that easy, because I joined the school when I was 3 years. And Then you can imagine a 3 years girls, and you know the situation of those Ushago schools, the way they are. You can imagine a three, just like taking this girl to school, Ushago. So maybe you can tell us from day one you joined, how was it? Did you love the school from day one? Or how was the experience?
Okay. Me on my side, the one me I never loved school. That is, even my mother can testify that. It was always a fight in the morning before even I went to school. Anyway, me both of my parents, they were teachers. Mom was primary a teacher, then dad was a high school teacher. Now, being brought up in a like you are all both parents are teachers, but if it come to time to go to school, it wasn't easy. And I was the last born. So daddy's
You're the last
girl.
born?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the daddy's girl. So it wasn't easy. So me, okay, the time that I came notorious girl, it was when I was in class 7. Yes, in class 7. Now there's these teachers who being posted like what do you call them?
So
Internship.
before you go there, let me just take you behind where you started. You've said that it wasn't, you didn't take it positive. Immediately you were told to go. How old were you then?
I was still young.
3 years, 4 years?
Because I remember I was being taken to school, where mom was, but ikifika ni saa 5, our house help was being called to pick me.
Okay, so
that I can't stay until saa
So
6.
I think before she continues, one of the things that I've realized is making people to feel like to be so negative because of school. One, it is because we are taking our kids to school when they are too young. And thank God that the current CBC, you cannot take your kid to school unless she or he is 4 years old. I took my firstborn to school when she was 3 years, but she loved the school actually from day one because myself, I was taking her to school so that she can stay there for 1 year, then come next year now she can start officially the school officially. But when she started and she picked up very well, and she went all through. By this, she has never repeated any class, and this will make her to finish Form 4 1 year because she'll be 17 years, I think. Yeah. So I think taking our kids to school when they are too young is contributing to this. I think that
No,
was one
but
of
that,
them.
me, on my side, me, I see it is good. It's better you take them when they're still young so that they can have the experience in the environment. Because me, for the first time, I've never met a crowd of those people. So those students, I started crying. So I was crying.
But you are small.
I was crying.
They never
Yes.
let you out.
And then where I was brought up, mom hakuwahi turuhusu tutembee to interact with other children's. Like hata kama tuna interact, hawapiti 5. So me, I'm just used with those small numbers. Then when you're crying, you're being told utakuliwa. So me, I thought these people, they are eating people. We have never seen such crowd people. There are so many. So unafika kwa gate umeanza kulia mpaka anajisusulia. There's a picture nilipigwa nikiwa mdogo, even nikiona sinasemanga si mimi. It's the way I was looking. Nilikuwa nakaa shida. Nimebeba chai ya uji nimekunywa, nimejipaka ndiko mapua.
And you were in the same school with your mother?
Yes.
So why was it
so mom was a deputy head teacher that time. Hakuwa amekuwa promoted, saizi is a headmistress. So unajua wao wanakuja, atakuja yes, but sasa ako busy in the class and then other things. So mimi ninapelekwa na other students nursery school to actually that's where I started singing this song A E I O U. I don't know, we were singing like Aba Chada. I can't even remember what those kind of those stuff. We were singing such songs, and then we are singing these songs that siji ina Kikuyu.
You used to sing Kikuyu.
Yes, that our teacher used to taught us even Kikuyu. Sing that song. That's the only song that I knew to sing when even I was small. That kanyoniga kwa hida muno. Sijui nikikuona. No, I didn't even understand what the meaning, but I like the songs. I used to dance. So I used to.
That was it. And before she continues, maybe I can also say how I experienced. I was taken to school when I was very young, also, but now so unfortunate that it wasn't a town school. It was that Ushago, the most remote area you can imagine. You are just 3 years. To start with the toilets, you guys, how the toilets look like. Those zile za mashimo, those the hole, they are not just like the ones we have here in Nairobi. We thank God here in Nairobi, at least we have some toilets that, not unless they are not well cleaned. Though I've seen schools with those holes, where you dig a hole, then you prepare a toilet.
Like
Now,
just use
you can imagine, guys, that is where I was taken to school, and I was only 3 years. Remember, no shoes. We used to go to school without shoes. Barefoot, guys, let me tell you.
What?
And you are supposed to go to this toilet. Number two, those who are bigger than us, as we are small, the lower classes, they used to, when you go to the toilet, they were small in size, but because you don't want to step on the floor, it's wet because your makojo saboti came. The floor was always wet, so they could stand like you step on you see the way they are built, there is the cosma, it's taken up to somewhere, then you extend with the iron sheets. So you used to step on one side and the other side. You can imagine, guys, that is how you go to the toilet. Now imagine this small girl, small boy who is in either lower class or even class 4. Those, they are still young. So unaenda kwa choo, one, the choo is so dirty. You cannot even step inside. Imagine that kind of life. So that is what I experienced when I was 3 years old. So what used to happen, nilikuwa najikonjolea on daily basis. Every time I urinate on myself, I sneak from the class. And I remember one time I sneaked from the class when it was raining, and it was raining heavily, guys, let me tell you. So when I urinate, there are those teachers, especially when I was in class 1, class 2, I was still urinating on myself. And I remember there is that one teacher, he's my friend. And I remember she's my friend. I met her and I bought her some, I had to remind her the way she used to treat me those days. So because I was always smelling, that, what do you call that bad smell, because you urinated on yourself, so you are smelling bad, and she kept on telling me, you are smelling bad, and of course I was smelling bad, because ukijikonjolea you must smell bad. So I used to hate that teacher so much. And she used to make my life so difficult. Because unanuka, unanuka mkonjo, you are in class, you're trying all you can, but you don't want to use their toilets. The life was hard for me, by the way, guys, especially on the lower classes. So I remember that one particular day, nikanjikonjorea, but because our teacher used to embarrass me in front of other students, so nikatoroka. And then my mother is waiting me back at home. Nikienda nimejikonjolea, I will be beaten. And I was small. Nitachapa, my mother used to beat me. So nikajua, what will I do? I will go hide myself. It was raining. So I went somewhere near our home. There was these big trees, zilikuwanga mahali. So I went and sat down there under a tree, and it was raining heavily. So I was there being rained on, waiting until it was, tulikuwa tunatoka shule at 12:30, until it was 12:30, so that I can go home. Remember, I don't have the books, I don't have the pens, the pencils, so I've left everything in school. By the time I'm going back tomorrow, there is no book, there is no pencil, I had nothing. So I used to be beaten on daily basis. One, because of urinating on myself. Two, there is no single day I went home with a book or a pencil. Not even a single day. All through the especially from class 1 to, I think, nursery, class 1 and class 2. Guys, I used to be beaten on daily basis. It was so bad for me. Go to school, I'm being beaten. Go home, I was beaten. The life was so hard. Remember, seeing a viatu, I'm going barefoot to school. The toilets are so bad. Yani, I don't have books when I'm going home. The life was so bad. So I think I hated the life of school when I was very young. So all through to class 8, I didn't like to be in school. And actually, maybe I changed when I was in class 8. That's when class 7 and class 8, that's when I started now realizing I'm supposed to love the school and I'm supposed to read. But all through from nursery school to all through to class 6, I hated being in school because I was introduced to very bad condition, very bad situation. And I was so negative about the school. Actually, it was a bad experience. So, guys, maybe you can tell us at the comment section, what do we do wrong as parents? Because myself, I feel that my parents were wrong to take me to school when I was so young. If at all I took my daughter, I was just trying. I was giving it a try, and I had already told the teachers if it won't work, she can always come back. And even I did the same to the second born. And actually, the second born, I did it when she was very young. She was younger than 3 years. She was around 2 years, 8 months. It is because she was so much, she was disturbing the house girl. So I made a decision to take her to school without knowing that I was worsening the situation because she didn't take it positive. Actually, she took it so negative because even the time she joined now the school officially, she was so much disturbing. She didn't want to go to school in the morning. It was so bad waking her up in the morning. So I think just let us know, what do we do wrong as parents and what can we do to ensure that our kids take the school positive, because we can mess them up. You can imagine a situation whereby umechukua school as a negative thing when you are as young as 3 years. It's so bad. So maybe while you can tell us, have you ever experienced this? How did you do it? How was the experience being in school? All through from nursery to class 8. Tell us, how was your experience?
Okay, there was
Like
this
that,
teacher
remember?
alikuwa anaitwa Mr. Ndwega, I guess.
So to shout ndio watu wasikie.
He was a mathematics teacher. To me, mathematics was a no. So he could come, he could give us an example there, try to elaborate, try to explain. Then from there, anaifuta. So if you are not keen, anakam anapick point. Tuseme maybe ni expression ama ni measurement ama ni drawing whatever. Anakupick from, yani hata unashtukia wewe umeitwa kuja utufanyie hii. There now you are like, mimi hata sija get juu. He was like anakuja anasimama mbele ya blackboard hivi, anaifanyia yake hapo mbele na uoni. Nashangaa ameidelete na wengine washaikopi, wao hataki kukuonyesha na amekuita hapo mbele ufanye. Unakaa stranded.
And then people are like, these are Srolana. These are
Yes.
Srolana. Sometimes we are Srolanas by nature,
Sasa ndio huyo sasa ameanza kazi yenu, hakuna kitu mnasikizanga, hamwezi kuwa serious, ndio maana hesabu ikikuja mnapata karibu 0. Sasa ule mwalimu naye kukuwekelea viboko hata nisimuite jina, ile kukuwekelea na kuwekelea. Mimi ilikuwa inafika ni time ya hesabu, nasikia kutoroka hiyo shule niende kabisa in class 8. Ikakuwa wazi na hesabu ndio hiyo, na sasa imewekwa 2 periods zikifuatana. Like it was a double lesson
yeah.
ya mathematics, and he is like, yani anawaambia mambo unasikia tu kulia, unasikia kwa that class. By the way, I hated mathematics in full force.
So I think also most of the students hate mathematics, and maybe that could be one of the reasons, but because I'm also a victim on that. And remember, once you hate something, when you are, ukisha kuwa na that negative mind of something, you cannot love it. Not unless you change again, you now go back to the positivity of it. You cannot love it and you will fail. So I think, just like she's saying, yeah, by the way, it is true. Most of the teachers, by the and if you are a teacher, please just get this. Maybe you will help somebody somewhere. Because one thing I've realized with teachers is that they always assume, as long as one person has understood what he's trying to teach, you are okay, you are done. They concentrate with those
The
few
bright
people.
students.
Sometimes they are,
tends to be a business there.
yes, sometimes they are maybe two people. I've experienced this even in secondary school, by the way. But thank God for our primary teacher, mathematics teacher, was very good, and he could make sure that at least everybody is understanding mathematics. And kudos to that teacher. May he continue resting in peace, because he was a good teacher. But I experienced this in secondary school. Let me tell you guys. That teacher who will go to the blackboard, do some funny things, and actually even in colleges, by that I've experienced this, who will do some funny things there on the board. You didn't even get anything, and he is like, you guys, you've understood, and if they give you the homework, you didn't get anything, just because two people said we are okay, and mark it is only two people in that class. Imagine you leave all the rest without understanding what they, and that is why most of the people are very mathematics. Please, our dear teachers, I advise you, if you are there and maybe you are a mathematics teacher or even physics, these cards are across to even physics, even chemistry, and those hand subjects, ma'am, please try to let everybody understand what you are teaching. Because if you assume that two people have understood, now the whole class has understood, that's a mess to the others. Remember, you are my teacher, and I will not go for another teacher. Leaving me in a mess is like telling me to repeat that class. You can imagine parents have paid the school fees, they have done all what they want for that kid to be in that class, and then you leave this person hanging. Yeah, you can imagine the kind of mess you're putting this kid to. So please, our teachers, we just ask you, whenever you are teaching mathematics, make sure you teach these kids, make sure everybody understands. And if somebody is a slow runner, please come back or tell that person to see you after that, so that you can make sure that he understands. Remember, you are the only savior at this moment. You are the only savior. Ukimwacha that this person is supposed to do an exam, and you leave her or him hanging, he didn't understand. Remember, people are different. There are those who can understand very fast, but there are those who are slow learners, and they were all created by God, and there is nothing you can do about that. Please, let us try to be fair enough. So our dear teachers, we just requesting you, we are not going back to school again, but we request you, for the sake of the ones who are in school today, teach them well, especially mathematics, because come to the society today, mathematics is the key. Actually, it is the first thing that is being required by either for you to get a good course. Everybody will look at the mathematics and languages. Please try to make sure that all your kids understand the mathematics part of. Please, that's a humble request.
Yeah.
And it should cut across the way. Don't assume that somebody is in Courage, now he can understand mathematics well. By the way, some of us have been there and I'm still there. But there is that one topic, calculus, guys, let me tell you. And I remember there is one person who was teaching mathematics during Corona time. I don't know whether I mentioned that person. I think I can give a shout out to Babu. Anaitwa Babu Owino. Shout out to you, Babu Owino. You are a good teacher, because I remember there is that one mathematics, since I entered school, all through my primary school, all through my secondary, all through my college, sijawahi elewa hiyo hesabu, but the time ulisomesha that hesabu, by the way, I understood. Kudos to you. By the way, I loved the way you are doing that time. And if you can have an online session, by the way, we can pay you to teach our kids, because you are doing it very well. So even the other teachers, we would request, kindly please do like he used to do. Those who filled Babu Owino's life that time he was teaching mathematics. Mulimwana.
Mm.
He was teaching chemistry, he was teaching mathematics. I think physics.
Even last week, there's also an idea.
He's still doing it.
Mm.
By the way, I really loved it. Please, tusaidieni hawa watoto wetu. We need to tunajua hesabu, not that we are badly off. It is only that we are slow learners. So don't assume that we all learn the same. It's only that we are slow learners. So guys, please, our teachers, we beg you. Yeah, so maybe you can tell us something else to do. Why we should invite them to tell us why you fought with that teacher in school.
What? Now these people are crucifying me because I one day to share my story that there's a time I fight a teacher back. Okay, guys, I didn't fight that I was rude, but me, I'm a short-tempered lady. Actually, I'm a short-tempered lady. So that was in class 7. So there's these teachers who I think they're being called like to get teaching experience, some wanaitwa internship like kind of. So akakuja class with no even
Alikuwa amekuja intern.
yeah, alipostiwa
there
as
is-
the
there
intern.
is a way ulikuwa unaona this is an intern.
No,
person.
sit kuna the way I was
Sikuwa
not that. Alipokuja, okay, the teacher that used to take us through told us they're going to exchange with her.
Mm.
So because
That
semekuja
is the
intern, yeah.
period sasa.
Yes. So the other one who was employed in our school has to change to swap with her so that I take that lesson because yeah, anasema she was good in English.
Mm.
Now the topic that this teacher okay alituliza mmefanya mpaka wapi? Then the class monitor told her. Me I wasn't even a class monitor and I can never be because I don't want. Now because that day, okay, the class monitor was even herself was absent 2 days. So hakuwa anajua tulifika wapi. So mi nikamwambia, okay, I just raised my hand to show some respect to her. And I remember that day I seated in front. Me, I don't sit in front seats. I always sit either from 1, 2, 3, or 4. I will sit there, but in front, no. Now me that day, I don't know what took me there. I sit there. Now I just raise my hand then and show her. No, teacher, we have already done that part. Even mpaka tukamonyesha notes, homework. That teacher, I'm telling you, that teacher slapped me. Mpaka nikaona kama sioni, nikajiza kumekuwa giza.
Hold.
Hey!
She was slapped. So just guys at the comment section. Let me know. Guys, you know nowadays kids are not beaten in school. You know it was banned. And I thank God that it was banned. In one way, it's an advantage, but on the other side, it's not an advantage. But it's an disadvantage because it's making kids to be rude. I think that time they had not banned. What do you remember?
Bado
They
tulikuwa
had not
tunachapwa.
banned. People, the
But
kids
tulikuwa
were
tunachapwa
still
na fimbo. Yeye alinichapa na mkono. A slap.
This reminds me. So during our times, and I think her time, but she's very young, guys. We are kuwa that
Ni
time
vile
when-
nimesoma haraka na kiherehere. Hii kiherehere yangu pia
So
inanisaidia.
guys, you know,
So-
our teachers, we love you like me.
Mi vile alinislap, me I didn't vile niliamka nikajiona hey naona giza. I slapped her back immediately. Because nilikuwa naona sasa katoto kadogo. Surely. She was
that
small.
teacher slapped
Yes. Now I
God.
slapped her back.
Mhm.
Do you know first break this teacher? I'll break head teacher's office. Not knowing the deputy head teacher is my mother. Now, because now it is my mother cannot handle this case. Now I was being
Taken to
suspended
the-
home.
Oh.
Yes, I remember I was suspended for 1 week.
Uh-huh.
Kwenda nyumbani, now I'm supposed to come with dad because mom cannot handle the case because
The deputy.
yes, he's the deputy
Now,
teacher.
in this case, will your dad handle the case with your mom?
No, now it is a teacher. Then there is a
Now you are taking you to the high authority.
yes to the high authority because now you see mom is the head of the discipline and the daughter is already as misbehaved. So the mom cannot take that.
Mhm.
Mimi nikifika nyumbani, me I was always telling my dad truth. Ikifika niko kusema ukweli, me I was always truth to my dad. And I thank God that day I found dad at home. Hakuwa ameenda job. Me I knew alikuwa ameenda kazi, hakuwa ameenda. Then dad was like, ni nini mbona umerudi? Then I told dad, hey, mimi teacher alikuja class akatuliza tumefika hapi English.
You slapped that teacher.
Yeah, akanislap na mimi nikamwambia dad, mimi alislap mpaka nikakosa kuona, mpaka nikaona giza. So I was exaggerating the dad I feel vile nilifeel, na mimi nikamslap back. My dad was always on my side. Anything that I did was always
Oh my God,
correct.
that's where I
Correct.
started.
My dad didn't even wait. I slept even tomorrow, the same day. I remember we had this car. That time, if you had a car in our village, yeah, you guys were so rich. But that car ilikuwa inatoa moshi huko kwa exhaust. Ilikuwa inatoa moshi. But who cares? We have a car. At the end of the day, even people watutaamka tuseme tuko na gari. Tio sisi hao, my dad, we are in school. Dad told me, can you go and pick your books? Where's your bag? And immediately, mom already requested my bag, so it was in her office. Dad even didn't want to know what I did.
That girl of a rich man, with a car,
With a head,
one of them those days,
those days,
with a car. That the one that what do you used to call them? It
know
was those old Subarus, zilikuwa zinatoa moshi sana, you know. Umeguza mtoto wa mwalimu. By this takes me back to then. I was when I was in class 8, I remember there is that one teacher. By the way, let me tell you teachers, and I'll tell you for free because now I'm a grown up. You know, then we could not tell you what you guys used to do. You know, especially the shags, those who are in our villages. You know, sometimes you beat kids because of the hatred that you have for their parents. And it is happening, by the way. And I thank God for the one who banned this beating of kids, because sometimes it's genuine. You beat because somebody has done something wrong, which is okay. But sometimes you beat because you hate the parents, or because you have a grudge with the parents of this kid, or because you hate this kid, or because maybe this kid is performing very well than your kids, or maybe because their parents are living well than you. By the way, this thing has been happening, and it happens a lot to most of the teachers. Sorry to say. I love you so much, our teachers, but please, if you are one of those people who beat kids, but thank God that there is no beating nowadays, but I've seen some few schools beating kids and doing it in a bad way. Actually, badly. You beat a kid until that kid faints. Why are you doing this? Or you just spot somewhere that you can beat that kid so that she or he can be affected. And this takes me back to when I was in class 8. I remember that one teacher who hated me so much. And let me tell you, even when you're beating somebody, be very careful. Hata kama wewe ni mwalimu, don't think that this a kid, nothing can happen to you because umemchapa. That thing that he or she will put in her heart can affect your family. That is in the wrong run. That is one thing that people don't know. All our teachers don't know. I remember that one teacher who came in class. The class was making noise. And I know I was a noise maker. I know, and maybe that was the assumption that I was the one who was screaming in the class. You know, sometimes, you know, it's bad to have that bad reputation, because you'll always be a victim whenever something bad comes. So the class was screaming. But that day, I was very innocent. I was the innocent me, seated doing homework. And guess what happened? When the teacher came into that class, he came straight to where I was sitting. Hey, the slap that I was given. Because that slap will never fade from my mind. That teacher, Yani, gave me a slap that I will never forget. Today. And I cried. I told my mom, but my mother could not do anything. But we came to realize that they end a grudge with my dad. That is, they had met somewhere with my dad, so they end a grudge. So it's like he was revenging. It's like a kind of a revenge, which was very bad. But let me tell you something. You know, in the long run, you'll come to realize that you did wrong when you start seeing now things happening afterwards. Because that teacher alinichapa kovi nikaona tudhumuni. Have you ever seen those two small
like
sharings
mine.
tukizunguka, which was very bad. So I think I would like to tell our teachers, anytime you want to punish our kids, it is good to punish because sometimes maybe they are doing wrong things, but please do it with love. Don't do it like you are revenging. If you had a grudge with maybe the parents, please don't come to revenge with this kid. You don't know whether you will meet. Maybe utanipata, I'm a doctor and you need me to inject you.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you'll find me, I'll be the next teacher of your kids, you know, or even of your grandchildren. But I thank God because I'm not given that heart of revenging. Maybe you'll find me somewhere as, you know, even in college or even in university, maybe I'll be a lecturer. But we thank you because you really you try to mold our lives, and we thank you for this. But you should not overdo it. Don't just slap somebody without thinking what you do, because sometimes there are those who do it in a bad way, and it's so badly in that you find a kid is has fainted. Even there is one who beat a kid. You beat a kid until she dies,
Which one was
which is very bad. Please, our teachers, we love you so much because you are taking care of our kids, because you are teaching our kids, you know. But please, when you are giving them discipline, please, we know some are bad. If somebody is so bad that you cannot be able to handle, just send her or him home. Like, I love the way some of the secondary schools do. If you do this and the teacher feels that she cannot handle you or he cannot handle you, she sends you home. Let your parent deal with you. But beating a kid because you have a grudge with the parents, it is very bad. It is very. By the way, we don't forget. Like me, I will never forget that one person who slapped me. I don't think I'll ever forget. It always keeps on coming back into my mind because I'm like, why did you slap me like this? And I was not making noise. And even if I was making noise, you should not slap me in a manner that, it's like you're beating another adult, which is very wrong. So let us try to be, as teachers, let us try to be a little bit friendly to our kids that we are teaching, because sometimes we might make them hate the school. Like now, this third term, this is the time Form 3s are doing mocks, and I thank God because I've not heard of any school that has gone into strike. And if you're there and you're in Form 3 or watching this video, please don't try that, because the time you start the forming strikes, you are affecting your life. Remember, time wasted will never be recovered. Anytime you lose 5 minutes of your life, it will never come back. Anytime you lose your 10 minutes when you are supposed to be standing, but you start doing some weird things, it will never ever be recovered. So please, let's be serious with our education. Let's be serious with our learning. Let us know that it is just for a short time. You can imagine, I forgot when I was in secondary school, when I was in primary school, when I was in college, and even whatever I'm doing today, it is not a must I go back to school. I'm doing it because I need more knowledge. By then, it reaches a time where you unasikia tu you need to go back for more knowledge, but it is not a must. But remember, there is that session that from nursery school all through to college school, it's very important for you, especially up to Form 4. It is very important to you. So when you're in school, take your time, read, just over yourself for these few years. You can imagine wengine wanalemewa when you're in Form 2. And I won't forget to tell my girls, because I normally empower our girls. Soma, ukiingia shule, stop kujichanganya na so many things. Just concentrate on your books, read and read hard. Know that you have a very short time. That is, it's just secondary, 4 years. Imagine after 4 years, you are out. In college, nobody will follow upon you. Ukitaka kukula school fees ya mzazi wako, it is upon you. You will regret it at long last, in the long run, that is. So let us just spend the 4 years very well. Those who are in school, they are preparing to do their exams. Remember, it is your life, and this is the determinant of your life. You know, some people will say, you know, I can do business. Yes, but still you need knowledge to learn your business. That is why people are learning. You find out that somebody is doing a business, but she is still in school. It is not because you want to be in school, but because you want to gain a lot of knowledge. So I always tell my girls, if you are in school, please read hard. Get a good grade to get you a course, to get you something that you can study in college. Then after that, the era of waiting for our husbands to give us money, itakuwa disappear completely. Just ask those who have, you know, it is until you experience this, that is when you realize, by the way, whatever so and so was telling me was right. Lakini kama uja experience, you can't know how life it is. So guys, if you are there and you are in school, please, those few years, over yourself to read, over yourself to just sacrifice yourself. It is just for a very short time, and after that, you are done with your education. Ile ya kuongezea, it will be upon you. It will be your own decision. I feel like going back to school to study this, but for now, if you're in secondary school, if you're in primary school, you need to read, and you need to read hard. So guys, for those who are preparing to do their exams, prepare well. You still have time. You still have time to prepare. I know you have some few weeks to go, but you can still pass the exams. You can still make it. What you need to do is to have a positive mind and also to love what you're doing. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have something that you can tell us, or you can tell those who are in school, please leave it at the comment section, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, for more videos like this and for more interesting videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, that is if you love it, and remember to share this video. I know somebody will be helped out somewhere. So please guys, thank you so much for watching this. Guys, I love you so much. We love you so much. And from us guys, we gonna say bye.
Nikki.